Welcome. This is a presentation on different design options for a transportation network. A well-designed transportation network allows a supply chain to achieve the desired degree of responsiveness at a low cost. This is why it is important to choose the right type of design option for a transportation network. There are 5 design types of transportation network: direct shipping network, all shipments via central distribution center, all shipments via intermediate transit point with cross-docking, direct shipping with milk run, and shipping via distribution center using milk run, and last of all, the tailored network. The direct shipping network. Here, the shipments come directly to the buyer location from supplier's location. The routing of each shipment is specified, and the supply chain manager needs to decide only the quantity and the mode of transportation that is going to be used in this network. The major advantages of direct shipment transportation network is the elimination of intermediate warehouses, but short-time decision made for each shipment doesn't influence others. It has less damage incorporated to the products, and it also saves time. Challenges of direct shipping are large retail stores required. Cost may increase in small retail stores, and no safety stocks are available. The Home Depot, as an example for direct shipping, started with a direct shipment network, given that most of the stores it opened until about 2002 were large stores, but when they opened smaller stores, they did not have large enough orders to justify a direct shipment. Next up, all shipments via intermediate distribution center of the storage. Here, all shipments are stored into an intermediate distribution center. Suppliers send all products to the distribution center, and the products will be shipped to the buyer's location according to their desired amount, as full truckload is received from the supplier, so the inbound transportation cost can be maintained at a minimum, where the outbound, being not coordinated, cannot be maintained. The reason behind shipment via intermediate distribution center with storage are large inbound shipments, where the inbound shipments are very large in sizes. They are in bulk amounts to minimize inventory cost, and where the outbound side does not need coordination, meaning the outbound side has a uncertain demand per se that is not or cannot be met with coordinations. Here we have example of shipments via distribution center of Global Brand, which is a brand in Bangladesh that imports computer and computer accessories and sells them to their own retail fronts or supplies the local retail stores that has contract with Global Brand. Different computer manufacturer like Asus, Edita, Cooler Master and other brands sends their products and shipments to Global Brand, and Global Brand stores those shipments in their distribution center only to distribute all these products and shipments to the retail fronts and to the contracted local retail shops, where it eliminates the inventory cost for the retail fronts, and it also tackles the uncertain demand and uh, lack of coordination at the retail front or the outbound side where the demand is not certain. Shipments via distribution center has advantages like lower inbound transportation cost, because the amount of product in large quantities are received from the supplier really reduces the cost, and the flexibility that is offered by this type of transportation network is very high, because buyers and suppliers not needing coordination are very flexible, thus also offering the satisfaction of buyer. On the disadvantages, the transportation network has a high inventory cost and also has a high handling cost at the distribution center. Milk run is one of the most important methods to design a transportation network. When looking at the history of milk run system, actually it can be found that the meaning of milk run in American culture is a milk run was literally the distribution of milk bottles by the milkman. On his daily route, the milkman simultaneously distributed the full bottles and collected the empty bottles from a previous delivery, and he returned with the empty bottles back to the starting point. In logistics, milk run system works same as milkman's daily plan. A milk run is a route on which a truck either delivers product from a single supplier to multiple retailers or goes from multiple suppliers to a single buyer location. Milk run is basically for small package to delivery at a small package can be delivered by a small truckload. Milk run can be performed by two ways: direct shipping with milk runs and shipping via distribution center using milk runs. Here we have direct shipping with milk runs. Suppose this is a supplier and it has three buyers that are in small distances. If this supplier has to supply his products to these buyers, it can send products via a truckload at time. There is no need of direct shipment. It also reduces time. Shipping via distribution center using milk runs. In practical scenario, suppliers and buyers distance is not good enough to send truckload and deliver the packages. It increases the delivery time and cost. Suppliers and the buyers distance can be long or discrete in position, so a distribution center is established at long distance. Suppliers send the packages to the distribution center, and milk run can be performed at small distances from distribution center to the buyers. For example of milk run, we have Toyota and Milkvita. Toyota, a Japanese automobile manufacturer company, are trying to produce parts by the so-called milk run logistics at most of their foreign factories. The case study on Japanese automobile manufacturer in Thailand revealed that by introducing the milk run logistics, even under heavily congested traffic conditions, they can have full control of the procurement process, resulting in a reduction of the number of trucks dispatched and improvements in traffic conditions to some extent in urban areas. In Bangladesh, Milkvita also uses milk run to supply milk and all its dairy products to its customers. The next is all shipments via intermediate transit point with cross-docking. Now, what is cross-docking? Cross-docking is a logistics procedure where products from a supplier or manufacturing plant are distributed directly to a customer or retail chain with marginal to no handling or storage time. Cross-docking takes place in a distribution docking terminal, usually consisting of trucks and dock doors on two inbound and outbound sides, with minimal storage space. When a distribution center cross-docks product, every inbound truck have product from supplier to several buyer locations, whereas every outbound truck have products for buyer from several suppliers. The process of cross-docking will not suit every warehouse's needs. It is therefore important to make an informed decision as to whether cross-docking will increase the productivity or not. Cross-docking can advance the supply chain for a variety of specific products. For one, unpreserved or temperature-controlled items such as food which needs to be transported as quickly as possible can be benefited by this process. Additionally, already packaged and sorted products ready for transportation to a particular customer can become a faster and more efficient process through cross-docking. The goals of any shipping procedure is to deliver products from supplier to customers with as minimum damage, co cost and time as possible. Traditional warehousing and shipping procedures require a distributor with stocks and product on hand to deliver to customers. Cross-docking is the unloading of product directly from incoming transport onto outbound transport with little if any long-term shortage in between. There are many advantages to cross-docking over traditional warehousing. Some of these include reduced cost, a simpler shipping relation, a decreased risk of damaged product, time saved, and many more. Advantages of cross-docking includes reduction of material handling, thus reduction of the need of warehouse areas, reduction of labor cost because there is no packaging or storing involved, reduction of time to reach the customer. Products moves more Product move more quickly through the cost drop. Challenges in cross-docking include much management attention, time and planning is necessary to make it work effectively. Setting up the cross-docking terminal structures would take quite a bit of time and capital to start with. Some suppliers would not be able to deliver customer-ready products to the cross-docking terminal. A sufficient number of transport carriers are necessary for the cross-docking terminal to run smoothly. Therefore, it is mainly dependent on trucking. A high volume of product is necessary to be cost-effective. The organization has to have a comfortable reliance that the suppliers will deliver the right product in its right amount to the cross-docking terminal on time, which doesn't leave too much room for error. Walmart has used cross-docking successfully to decrease inventories in supply chain without incurring excessive transport cost. Walmart has built many storages in a geographic area supported by a distribution center. As a result, the total lot size to all stores from each supplier feels struck on inbound side to achieve economies of scale. On the outbound side, the sum of the lot sizes from all suppliers to each retail store fills up the truck to achieve economic scale. Another successful implementation of cross-docking is Peapod, which has a distribution center in Lake Zurich from which it delivers to its customer using milk runs. This approach proved effective for customers in the northern and western suburbs of Chicago. However, they wanted to increase their reach to the city of Chicago and the city of Milwaukee. Both are far enough from Lake Zurich distribution center that a milk run wasted about 2 hours in transit, making no productive deliveries. These markets are small enough that they do not justify a local distribution center. Peapod's response has been to set up a cross-docking facility at each location. Peapod then sends out all deliveries to the local cross-dock facility in a larger truck and uses smaller trucks for local deliveries. The use of cross-docking at a transit point has allowed Peapod to increase the reach of Lake Zurich distribution center without significantly increasing transportation expense. The last design option for transportation network is the tailored network. As the name tailored it suggests itself that it has been modified to a certain set of needs. It is made or set by combining all or some of the design described above as necessary. Basically, instead of giving everybody an average size of robes, giving each and every person cloth that is of his own choice and best fit. Only here, person is a product or store. Clothing is the type of transportation network provided that is best suited for the targeted product or store. Advantages of tailored network include that it is best suited for a target or a set of target products or product category or a store or a market which otherwise would have been a cause of low profit or loss. Because it eliminates the unnecessary inventory for product with high demand, it reduces the cost for the product. It also improves the responsiveness of the network by holding inventory where required. It modifies to where it can be responsive and where it can be cost efficient in the same transportation network. Challenges to set up tailored network is much more than any other previous transportation network. Being a combination of different network design, it is much more complicated to keep track of. Failure to keep a coordination can result in a whole system failure. A high coordination brings the challenge of managing it. Thus, tailored network requires a more complex management system than any other. As an example of a tailored network implementation, Dell computers can be discussed. When they started their computer business, they used to take information of the customer preference, then start manufacturing upon those and shipping them directly to the customer after a certain time the customer had been waiting. After they realized that a competitive strategy would be to set up a ready-made store with inventories, they incorporated shipments via distribution centers, thus keeping two designs of network at the same time. They made available both customer preferred and more responsive ready-made computers. In Dell network backward integration, tailored network can also be seen. The logistics that makes the raw material available to near factories uses distribution center for more responsive procurement to manufacturing network, where it procures the material with huge direct shipping method to the to cut the cost as much as possible. That has been different design options for transportation network. Thank you for being with us.